Hey, what's going on, day ones? This podcast is brought to you by a couple of phenomenal sponsors. First up, we got Rose Vogue Stylings. Ladies, are you in the market for a new purse? What about a new swimsuit? What about some earrings? The folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings, they got you covered. Please go to rosevoguestyling.com. And while you're on the website, please enter in that promo code late night. You want to make sure you're getting all of those amazing discounts. Also, if you are in the market for a lovely timepiece such as the one that I am wearing, please go to blackwatches.com. That is BLAK watches.com and enter in that promo code late night W Nate to get another fantastic discount off of quality timepieces. Again, thank you to the folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings and those at Black Watches. Now to the show. Yeah. Boogie! We are back for another episode of your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day. I am Nate Galloway.
And I am Adrian Brandyberg.
And this is Late Night with Nate and Adrian. Wait. Air horns, applause, and the delayed bombs. Shout out to the MFN Day Ones. I subscribe on all your MFN podcast platforms. Boogie! How you feeling?
I'm feeling better. I got a swollen toe. Right, currently have a swollen toe. Before we started recording, I'm setting up and I have all my equipment in an ottoman and I end up smashing my toe, pulling back my nail.
Damn ottoman.
You know? So, but guess what? I'm a trooper. I'm still recording the pod. You know, I'm still about to enjoy my 4th of July weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's still happening.
There needs to be, what is like the Hall of Fame of like toe injuries? Like what's the Hall of Fame for? Like, is like Legos? Is it ottomans? Is it the edge of the bed? Well, there's got to be like a Mount Rushmore of like toe injuries. Like, who's on that Mount Rushmore?
I definitely feel like it's like smashing your toe like at a door of some sort. Because I feel like we do that with our hands all the time with our fingers. But, you know, no one talks about, you know, having some flip-flops on, toes are free, and you smash your toe.
Smashing a toe. We also don't talk about like how like beds, the way they like you can catch your in the middle, that little split, and it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Go too much further and you know we're gonna split apart. You know what we doing?
You ain't gonna have no toe.
You're gonna find out why they call me 7 Toes Malone.
Right. No, people forget about that, you know, or I'm not a fan of just walking barefoot anywhere. And
not either.
I see a lot of ambitious, risky people just out at the pool, in the showers, when you at wherever you're at, a spa, anywhere, the gym. I've seen way too much raw dogging on the toes where you don't know if you step on a nail, piece of glass, somebody draw. You know what I'm just saying? Like, just these are.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, these are things. No, I'm just saying these are things that scare me. So
I know you mentioned the pool. So are you like, I gotta have aqua shoes on, or are you when I get out the pool, my flops are literally at the edge?
Yeah.
Which one are you?
I'm definitely my flip flops, sandals, whatever have you, are on the edge of the pool. But don't get it twisted. I have been known to pop some aqua shoes on, depending on where we are. Because one thing you will not catch me, if you ever see me in the ocean.
I was about to say.
I'll say in the rare occasions where you catch me in the ocean, them feet are not there.
I feel like the ocean, okay, because I get roasted quite often, as you could imagine, for being one of the only niggas with aqua shoes on. And it's like, my guy, you slipping and sliding on this boat for a reason.
Yeah,
You, if you had aqua shoes on,
it
you wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be a
sliding all over
problem.
the place.
No,
You put your feet up on the rocks because you ain't have aqua shoes on while you trying to,
I was
you
just about
know,
to say, I've learned it only take me one time for me
one time to
to,
learn.
hey, cause I remember this to this day. Okay, to this day. It was in Chicago. That was before I decided to go abroad. This was in Chicago. I'm in Lake Michigan. And I was like, all right, let me put my toes in the water. Not only did I cut myself with something, I don't know if it was a piece of bottle or
It's
a sea
plausible.
urchin or whatever, but I saw in tandem a a filled diaper floating around and a dead fish, and I was like, yeah, that's all I need. That's all I needed to see. That's all I needed to see.
And you know what? And it's nothing like a cut on the foot. Like it's
Yeah,
like the worst place to get a foot. It's just like, what are we
yeah,
doing here?
yeah,
Aqua shoes, man.
yeah.
Always go. You're gonna get roasted. But who cares? Get you some aqua shoes, man. Like do what you gotta do to protect your
I'm
feet.
not gonna be roasted with a staph infection. No.
Yeah, that too. Also, you know what? I just, hopefully, your injury is good over there. You'll be back to normal in
Yeah.
no time. You gotta have a good story though, Boogie. You have to have a good story. The Ottoman, not good enough. You gotta be like, yo, I was dunking on niggas and I came down and my foot went out from under me. And when I took my shoe off, I was like, damn, I chipped my nail. There's
Yeah,
gotta be something like
no,
that.
and I told you this before we started recording. This is why I make sure my toenails and nails on my hands as well is at the lowest form it can go. Just because I know me, I am Miss Stubborn, Goofy herself. I will fall and trip with my flimsy ass. You know what I'm saying? On something. So why I'm just trying to mitigate. Why add on more fuel to the fire? You know what
You're
I'm
a
saying?
nail tech's worst nightmare. It's like no designs. You don't
Yeah.
want a little
I
hang
really am.
time on the toenails.
I really
Like, what
am.
are we doing here?
Yeah. When I do go in, I will say they be like all the way down. I'm like as low as possible. All the
The
way.
nub.
Right. Yeah, so
Uh, but also though, I feel like I don't know, for me, it's just aesthetically pleasing though. On some things, just like long toenails, it just for anyone, not it just like ugh, it's just unkept. And also it's just like
don't
I
yuck nobody else's yum. Stop it.
that's not okay. I'll just be like, because you know what? Sometimes the nails be curled, they be yellowed, especially on like a dude or something. You be like, well, bro, go get you a nail clipper. But also, I'm like, I know you cutting up your sheets. I know you got little strings on your socks because that one nail keeps getting stuck there.
Ding,
Like,
ding,
come on,
ding.
man.
Yeah.
Just ugh. How
Uh,
you doing otherwise though? Outside
yeah.
of the
Good. Great
messed up
question.
toe.
Out outside
You stay
outside
copacetic.
outside of the toe, I'm good. Hey man, it feels good. I know we're recording this right before 4th of July, and not a lot of people are off the day before 4th of July. And guess what? I'm not a lot of people. I am off, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah,
That's what I'm
I really
talking about. Shout out to jobs that say you don't
right.
have to work the day before the holiday.
Because I definitely I live in front of a old warehouse where they do a lot of deliveries, making stuff, wood, and I definitely see them out right now. Uh
Hey, wood maker don't stop.
Working their butt off. But yeah, outside of that, I'm Gucci. I'm enjoying the sun's out. I got some things to do prior to
Okay, okay.
really enjoying the fireworks and avoiding nigglets as far as
About to
possible.
say them YNs. You know what happens on the 4th?
Yeah, you know, at this time, I feel like people, if people should know this by now, like the protocols
They should.
of certain holidays. And then when I do hear of incidents happening on said holidays, I'm like, yeah,
Better
y'all
follow
wanted
protocol.
something to y'all wanted something to happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Also, one of my homies was like, it's always the same people too. It's
Yeah,
never the demographic of like
yeah,
28 and up. It's just
yeah,
it's the youngest. So it's also like you said, protocol. You gotta know where to go. You gotta know where to
yeah,
watch fireworks at.
yeah,
Like I want to watch them. I don't have to be like downtown.
yeah.
I gotta be downtown, but just far enough away I can get away.
Away from people.
What? Be in the midst of it? Oh, I used to go to the pier for the 4th. Then it
I
was
was just
just
about to
like,
say, yeah, me
ah,
too. When I was younger, I was at a Buckingham fountain. I used to go to the Taste when they
yep.
actually had it during the 4th. Yeah, and I went to Navy Pier, and then I realized I was like, oh,
Y'all don't know how to act.
oh,
And what's crazy is it gets progressively worse as you
yeah,
get closer to the water. Like,
yeah,
what is it about this water where
yeah,
y'all want to fight? Why
yeah.
can't y'all just be serene? Y'all
No,
just
no
like,
such thing. No such thing.
I got the blicky. It's 18 million people around. This is the prime opportunity
Yeah,
to light one of y'all up. And you
this
don't
is
even
my
hit the people
day.
you trying to get.
Right. This is my day. This is my turn.
The 4th of July is literally like, oh, innocent bystanders about to get hurt day. Like, man, like,
At this point, I just feel like a lot of people just I think they feel like they're the exception and
yeah.
it's not going to happen to them.
If I see any YNs around me on the no, you gotta
Not
take
this way.
20 steps back.
Yeah.
You
Pardon
got it,
me.
chief.
Right. No, for
I'm
real.
saying yes, sir, to you, and I'm older than you. I don't want no smoke.
Oh god. What do you
Oh
need, my
man.
man? I got you.
Right, you need parking?
Right.
Be swiping my card.
Right. Hold on, hold
Oh,
on, hold on. You don't got to do nothing. I got you.
oh, they with me, and I'm with them. So just
Right.
remember this face when you get to shoot. Oh, OG is with me.
Right. Yeah, I'm not. I don't
I,
play that.
I will say this though. I do miss the illegal fireworks that go on in Chicago and Indiana because we know like bazookas, they're not selling those anywhere, and somehow you niggas got firework bazookas, and I
I'm
love that for y'all.
I'm always astonished when I hear new sounds
Oh
during
yeah.
like right before the 4th and a couple days after cuz at this point they're like, "Hey, we bought too much. We need to get these out of our spot." So, obviously, people are just still, taking advantage of, the free time that they have. So,
Is
but
it
yeah, it
that?
is crazy. I will say. The new noises and different forms of how they're destroying the air quality, I should say.
Is it that they bought too much, or were these niggas just stocking up over time? It's like when you buy that
Good
winter
question.
coat in the summer months. So when
Yeah,
niggas going to Indiana to buy fireworks in like January, it's like the 4th is coming. Let me get these while they're on sale now.
yeah,
Cause it's like
that's a
one of
great
those.
question, and I think it's a little bit of both. Because when people go to Indiana and be like, the cigarettes are cheap. And they grab a cigarette, and then they just so happen to have
While I'm
a
here, let me
fire.
get these fireworks. You know what? Yeah, that makes so much sense, Boogie. There's
Yeah.
probably no tax on fireworks because niggas in Michigan and Illinois be like, well, let me go get them fireworks over at Crazy Jim's in Indiana.
My gosh, that's one thing you always see, boy.
And you're right. It was like 2 o'clock this morning, and niggas was still. I was like, what the fuck kind of flashbang firework is
Yep.
that? I ain't never heard that sound
Yeah.
before.
They out here reinventing fireworks. Okay.
It's like y'all got a switch on the fireworks. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah. Well, what's been up with you? How's your week so far?
Man, it's been a chill week. So chill. I didn't even know the fourth was coming
Oh
up.
gosh, you
Like
one of those.
I have literally just been like, we talked about it before, like time. What is time? For
Yeah.
me right now, time really does not exist because I don't really set an alarm when I wake up. I'm just like, this is a good time to get up. They're cutting grass outside. That's my alarm clock. I finally get why like Prince and them niggas is like, ooh, time is a constraint to the artist. I get it now, Boogie. I get it. So now I'm just kind of like, why do I need this watch? So I can stun on niggas, but also in case
Mhm.
someone does ask me what time it is, I could be like, yeah, it's quarter past such and such. I like, 'cause I remember you said that.
Oh gosh,
I like being one of those niggas that can confuse people. It's 3:30,
I
because
don't.
some niggas don't know math. I like being a dude. Yeah, it's 1:45. I like being that guy where you have to look at the clock and be like, 1:45, 5, 10, 15. I like being that guy, you know. So it's been
I,
chill though. I ain't doing a whole lot.
when people ask me what time it is, and I had and I have a watch, I'll just go like this to them, like here you go, because I'm
Is
not.
your watch set though for the right time?
Uh, I don't wear watches. I don't wear watches. I'm just saying if I had a watch, I would just show them like here you go.
Boogie out here
Well,
making people late for their job interviews. 5 o'clock.
no, I use my
Oh
phone,
man.
so it's all good.
But
Whatever.
nah, it has been it's been chill. Like I haven't done a whole lot. I feel like when you're in the midst of about to like move and
Yeah,
everything, that has kind of taken priority. It's
of
been like
course.
call Comcast, call Electric, call blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And it's kind of one of those things where I was a little annoyed because this could be my grind of the gears. Um, why the hell? It's not. It is. It could be, but it's not.
Oh gosh.
Why the hell do you have like an app and all these things to make my life easier? And then when I go and put my new address
But you
in,
can't do that.
it's like next step, next step, next step, and you let me submit it, and I'm like, okay, great, I submit it, and then it's like, thank you for submitting this, but by the way, you still need to call.
You still
Why
need to
didn't you
call.
have me call during like step 2? Why do
I
I get to step 6 and it's completed and you make me feel like I'm happy? And then it's just like, by the way.
that's a great point. I At this point, I think I'm guessing, just going with what I believe. I think
Okay.
people be uh really tricking or scamming people, or
I can see that.
like like a disgruntled girlfriend or boyfriend, like, oh, you know what, nigga, I'm about to fuck up all your shit, and I'm about
Move
to,
this nigga service to
right, I'm
Iowa.
about to move your service. You know what I mean? That's what I think it is. Because so that's why the final step is always, yeah, thank you for submitting this. But now you're gonna have to call a real person so we can validate everything that you just did, and we're gonna ask the same question that you just put in as well. So
And that's exactly what she did. And it
yep,
took her 35 minutes because
yep.
it was a lot of flim. I was just like, oh my God, like I should just
A lot
called
of
you in the
flim
first
flam.
place. I'm bringing back old words,
Yeah.
FlemFlammory, your shenanigans.
The flim
Um,
flam.
so it was a lot of FlemFlammory, and it went from FlemFlammory with Comcast to
Yeah,
FlemFlammory with the electric company to FlemFlammory. It was just like it's just a FlemFlammory ass day.
yeah.
That's just what it was. So minus all those little inconveniences, it was a chill
All right.
week. So
That's what's up.
rolling into the holiday. But you know what, Boogie? You know what? Something did make me mad. You gotta get to the
What really grinds my gears?
grinding of my gears. Here is the grinding of my gears. Boogie, it's hot. That's it. That's the grinding of the gears. It's hot. That's it. Gears have been grinded because it's hot. You know, temperatures, when the temperature rises, everything just makes everybody's gears grinded. There's a lot of people that don't normally that aren't normally angry. I was out on my nature walks, probably the worst time to go on nature walks during the heat wave, but I was like, you know what, let's get out here and sweat. Nobody was waving, Boogie. No one was waving. Normally you'd be out there, hey, how you doing, enjoy your walk. It was just grunts all around. No one cared. And you know what? I think it was because of the heat. I think that's what it was. I think it was because of the heat.
I wouldn't want to
Anyway,
talk either. So
you said what?
I wouldn't want to talk or agree to anyone anyway. So
Is that depending on the weather or just in general? Are you
yeah,
like the nature walker who stares, just like I'm minding my business? You know,
because I feel like if you're on a nature walk, you are, focused. You're in tunnel vision. You're enjoying the moment. Sometimes you don't want to hear people. That's why you in nature. You don't want to hear or see people. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I get
I
it,
mean, I get
and
it.
especially if it's too hot and you probably don't want to be there, and you just doing it because your doctor told you still need to get out and walk. At least 15 minutes a day.
That's pretty much what a lot of it was. I was like, I don't want to do this, but I was like, yeah. You know that whole you should do it when you don't want to do it.
Yep.
All that stuff, kind of like the spirit of Kobe came in my mind. I was like, get your fat ass up, go out there and walk. And I was
Kobe, R.I.P. would definitely be like, who cares, nigga? Get up.
Kobe was like, is it 200 degrees outside? No. So go outside. Heat advisory. I was practicing during 3 heat advisories. What's your problem?
He said it's not finished yet. You're not done yet.
I think we ain't done yet. So, I was like, all right. So that's pretty much what it was. You were right though. Let's get to more happier things.
I'm tipping my hat.
Tip our hat to people who are doing dope things in the community. Who are you tipping to, Boogie?
My tipping, which is a little bit different, because I know Nate was confused, and you guys are probably Confucius as well. Is going out to the Royal Caribbean. Carnival, I should say. There's some speculation. People have been, brewing or whatnot that, Carnival has new rules that kind of, insinuates that they don't want us blacks to go to be on their cruise line. If you haven't heard, but Carnival has decided, and I should say alleged. Let me just allege these statements that I'm about to say. Ban hip hop music for their DJs and at their little clubs that they have, as well as public common areas as well. So although Carnival Cruise has not officially announced the ban, but there's been chatter that they've noticed a reduction or an absence of that genre in that clubs. Why am I giving why in their clubs, and why am I giving their a tipping? Because this is your sign, ladies and gentlemen. I like when people blatantly tell you that we don't want you or your kind around. So this should be your sign to not use your money, your hard-earned money, to book any more cruises with them, and watch what happens. We did it with so many other places. Let's continue on with this one. This is why I'm tipping. Thank you for sharing this information with us. Thank you for letting us know. They've added some curfews for guests that are 17 years of age and under, public area. So by 1 a.m., if they're not accompanied by an adult, that's an issue. As well as limiting unlimited drink packages and no more
limit the unlimited drink.
That's why I don't listen. These are things when I read this, I was like, oh, you don't want none of us around here, which I get.
Nobody to have fun.
Right. No more Bluetooth speakers. These, like I said, these are policies in place that should tell you, oh, I am not going to patronize you anymore. So take this as a sign and don't book another cruise. Granted, I'm speaking to the people because I always like to share this with folks. You will not catch me on a cruise. Not any cruise.
Said I will not be on the cesspools of the seas.
Not on me. You won't find me. Not a cruise, not a cruise. But yeah, that's who I'm tipping it to. So this is my hat out.
definitely a dress code. It was like we're of the
Yep,
age of having to
yep.
wear business suits
Yeah, we
to get
were
into the
mismatched.
goddamn
My
club.
God. Yep.
Because you know what my first thought was, I'm just gonna
What?
bring the biggest and loudest speaker, and then you were like, no
Mhm.
Bluetooth speakers. They was
Yep,
like, aha, there's gonna be a speaker
yep. But
covering
which
all their bases, huh?
I don't get because most of the time when I'm at the pool and there's no music, there's no outside music, people will bring their Bluetooth speaker,
Yeah.
but most of the time, people are very mindful to make
Oh,
sure
who's
it's
around?
loud enough for them in their little area, but
Yeah.
not too much louder where other people can't bring their own damn music either. So
Yeah, it makes
again,
sense.
yeah, all of these policies in place is to say something loud and clear. So let's see what y'all really do with that. So
Also, how bad were y'all niggas cutting up?
yeah, that's not my problem. That's yeah,
How bad did
yeah,
y'all show y'all asses
yeah,
to where they had to be like, just get rid of all rap? What
yeah.
about, you know what? What about Sugar Hill Gang? Like, that's all y'all niggas gonna be listening to. Curtis Blow. It's 80s rap only for y'all niggas because y'all done fucked it up for
Now
everybody.
what you hear is not a
Ball to
I'm
the ball,
repping
the
to the
dang, digger,
beat.
digger.
Yeah, y'all have fun with that shit.
Clip that. Um,
What do you have for your tipper? What do you have for your tipper?
the WNBA is back, Boogie. The
Hey,
WNBA is back in Cleveland, Philadelphia, and most importantly, Detroit. So shout out to the WNBA. Firm believer, this should have happened a long time ago,
of course.
especially in Detroit. Knowing the rich history that the Shock had, what, 3 WNBA championships? Come on here, like Detroit, they never should have not had a team. Cleveland, I think that's dope. I feel like every NBA team should have a WNBA team. I just feel like that's what are we doing here? What are we talking about here? So dope that Cleveland is getting a team and Philadelphia's getting a team. And I'm gonna place my bets right now and say this: the Philadelphia WNBA team will win the championship before the goddamn Sixers.
Oh, I
I'm just
think
gonna
so.
throw that out there. They're
Yeah.
gonna do that. And to whomever that unmemorable player was for the Indiana Fever, that was like,
Oh
I
yeah.
just can't see why anyone would want to go play in Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Detroit. You playing fucking Indiana, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Shut your stupid ass up. One of the dumbest fucking statements to make.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to the Joakim Noah being like, don't everybody want to go to Cleveland. Not in this instance, but nobody wants to go to goddamn fucking Indiana. Like, come on here, ma'am. The
Uh,
only draw that is in Indiana is the fucking Pacers and Caitlin Clark. Because notice how I don't even know your name, but I know you said a dumbass statement.
oh gosh.
Oh, so shout out to the WNBA for coming back. Let's keep the show rolling. Boogie! You know what time it is? It's time to get to the news. It is time for news you can or cannot hear. We have no deaths today. So let's get to the first topic. The Diddy verdict is in. Boogie. So the verdict is in, and let me read through this here really quick for you. In the matter of USA versus Combs, count 1, not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura, not guilty.
Mm,
Count number 3, transportation for prostitution, guilty.
mm,
See, Jane Doe, sex trafficking. What was it? Not guilty. Transportation for prostitution, guilty. So we got off on the racketeering charges and 2 other charges. The internet has been in probably one of the biggest shit shows we
yeah.
have seen in quite some time. I've seen
Disarray.
people say it is a
Yeah.
Boondocks episode. It is a lot of foolishness. So, Boogie, how do you feel about said verdict?
I'm
Also,
not.
my bad. Before you get
Go
started,
ahead.
my bad. His bail has also been denied. My bad. There we go.
Yeah, his bail has been denied. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised because when it's all said and done, I already thought, overall this whole thing was just foolery, you know.
FlemFlammory.
Yeah, it really was flim flam. It really was. But I just want to say y'all don't know how to read. Once again,
I've been saying that
reading
for the longest about these niggas.
reading is fundamental. I I don't get some of these guilties and not guilty because it doesn't make sense to me. You were guilty of prostitution, but not guilty of transporting said prostitution. I'm just saying some of these things just don't make sense to me. But at the same time, I will say I think the defense, the prosecutor, should have came a little bit stronger with with all the evidence that they had, because it feels like it obviously was a damn freak show. People just trying to present all of the crazy shit, all the crazy shit that he's done and everything they have accumulated. But to get down to the nitty gritty, as a FBI organization, y'all should have been way more prepared. I thought it was a case closed, open and closed, shut trial, just because of the small little pieces of information that we've heard so far. But it felt like there were some missing pieces, and I also felt like they rushed. Granted, they've been building this case for years, but I will say it felt like they rushed their their jump on grabbing him, arresting him, and indicting him. So
Excuse me. No, I agree with you. This is one of those things where it's like, man, it's called spade a spade.
yeah.
You're a monster.
Hmm.
you,
Yep.
you've been a monster for some years, and it
Yeah.
is victim after
Hmm.
victim.
Hmm.
And that's who you feel sorry for.
Yep.
Um Miss me with the BS of, well, this person's involved too. This person, shut up, and all these. Well, they got immunity for. Shut up. It's very disheartening, and honestly, I'm saddened. I'm disappointed. In us. And when I say us, I mean like the black men. And I
Mm.
say this because I have seen more times than not, it's more niggas who are posting these celebratory
Yeah.
um things, and it's just really weird. You seen people out there dancing, pouring baby oil, all
Baby
type of
oil.
stuff on them, and it's
Yeah.
like, why are you doing this? Like, buddy does not know you. He never will know you. Think he about to send out a cash out for you? Oh, thank you for pouring baby oil on yourself outside of the courthouse. Nah, man, it's sad because for everybody who's celebrating this, I hope you don't have a daughter. I
Man.
hope you um
Your daughter.
I hope
I hope you don't get chosen or picked to join in on the reindeer games, because I feel like it's not just women that
Oh yeah,
he.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not, but I mean, yeah, there were dudes as well. Like I hope, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, man. I hope none of
It
this
feels
ever
weird.
happens
Yeah.
to yourself or anyone that
Yeah.
is around you. Now, when it comes to some of these things, I did think he was going to walk on some. I was like, it's just gonna be
Yeah.
very tough to prove a
Yeah.
lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it just goes to show that money talks, and it's just what it is.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire,
Yep.
so to think that a billionaire was not going to get a slap on you're just fucking crazy, and that
Yeah.
just further makes the court system just crazy in this regard. It's not one of those, the court, you always get the black man, the court. This is not one of those cases because you, the black man, put yourself in these dumbass situations. So
Yep.
I don't want to hear that excuse. And quite frankly, I have been just unfollowing niggas, man. If you want
Yeah,
these niggas out here who just on this, I'm gonna die on this Diddy hill. You could die alone. And those are people I don't want to associate with because
agreed.
I don't know, you're weird. You're just weird.
I said this before the trial, before we even knew anything that was, an inkling that something was happening. I had a bad feeling about this brother. There are songs, lyrics of him on people's songs, just it sound aggressive. It sound like you ready to put your paws on somebody, on a woman, um, just because. Y'all are celebrating left and right for a random person that you do not know just because he's been on a couple songs and produced some for some artists, and he's done a couple shows. This man don't care about you.
Celebrating abusers is always weird to me.
That's
Chris
weird.
Brown, R. Kelly, it's a laundry list of abusers that people celebrate. And miss me with the white community. Shut the fuck up. Because Harvey Weinstein is still in fucking jail. Y'all
Yep.
always talk this bullshit and bring up white examples. And it's like, them motherfuckers are still going down. And
Yeah.
white people don't fucking support them. You know what the problem is? You niggas just be on the shade room all the goddamn time. Change your fucking algorithm. Maybe tap into some white news sources, and you will see those motherfuckers do go to jail, and they still sitting in there.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Yeah, it's I also think we talk way too much in the public forum for for I always feel like there should be something just for us. Like we gotta test our blood, put our blood in, and make sure you of African or just black descent, and then you can chat in the chat room because
Oh, I agree
us,
with that.
yeah, because it feels like we are talking amongst company, and company is just looking at us like, look at these niggas.
That's pretty much what it is. We go back to the Black Planet days where we knew you was black. We didn't have fucking bots. Is this a bot?
Yeah,
That's what the majority of this stuff is. I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm not engaging with bots anymore.
you
I'm not
shouldn't.
doing any of this stuff. And it's just like, y'all are goofy. Boosie done went out here. All y'all niggas is
I've
goofy.
seen a lot of, but also these are dumb people too. So
That's
as
very
much
true.
as I have to remind myself, I'm like, would you normally on occasion really take any type of advice from these people? No. So why do you care how their reaction is? Good point, Adrian. Why do you care about their
Very true.
opinion? Somebody get Ja. Somebody get
It's a
Ja.
fucking why Ja Rule thinks at a time like this.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like what? So it is what it is. You know
We're
what I
just gonna
mean?
see a lot of goofy niggas coming out the woodwork to celebrate whenever he gets out. It's gonna be it's gonna be a long line of people. I think it was funny when they denied his bail that his lawyer
Agreed.
was like, he's not gonna call any escorts while he's out. The fact you got to put that out here, because so it's like he getting out, he going straight to the freak off. Like nigga,
Cause
what?
you already know. No, he's not going straight to the freak off. Them escorts gonna go straight to him to see if they can get some more out of him.
It's like nigga, you don't need to have no one
Yeah.
contacting you. Like I don't know, it's just weird, and the industry in itself. We knew half these niggas was on shaky ground anyways.
Yeah.
We're gonna really see it now even more.
Yeah, they've said multiple women have said the music industry is it's a different monster.
It's
So
very treacherous.
so
Way more treacherous than the film industry. It's just like, god damn.
yeah.
Protect your heart, protect your coochie, and protect your booty. That's
All
just
right. Got it. Nah.
clip
Close
that.
holes. Close holes. Got
Close the holes. Clip that. Topic number 2, to lighter news, much happier news.
it.
The
Yeah.
Ying Yang Twins went viral, Boogie. Went viral
Did they?
for performing at SeaWorld of all places. When I saw this, I was like, I kind of had to like, wipe my eyes like SeaWorld. Like, what the hell is going on here? I didn't know you could perform at SeaWorld. I saw Godfrey, he made a comment. He was like, you know what? As a performer, you don't know where the gig is at. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's so true. As comics, we have performed in bars,
yeah.
churches, all over. So this is on brand for a performer. Did you happen to catch the Yin Yang Twins performance at SeaWorld?
I saw bits and pieces of E Yang in this thing. Oh, E Yang in this thing. Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it. Hey, they did exactly what they came to do, what they were paid to do. They kept it nice and light. They looked like they
Had a
one of the
ball.
twins. He he's a little hefty. I was not
Eating
expecting
good,
that one.
man. Them niggas is eating good.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one. I was like, "Oh, you're a different size now." Got it.
Man, he pulled that shirt off. I was like, oh, we are in this thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
What'd you think of the performance?
I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
I thought it was so. This is a millennial, like
Yeah.
millennials. I've seen people twerking. They was having a
Yeah.
good time. It was fun. My only knock. This is what kind of irritated me. How you gonna have them out here shaking like a salt shaker and not have the dolphins in the water
Oh.
doing like some salt shakers? You should have had seals flipping, Shamu. You should have had the animals. This would have been epic. As you know, this would have been epic. But I got some questions. Because I get it. I understand that SeaWorld, they got rid of all the animals. We try to be humane and all that good stuff. What's the point of them being open now? What do y'all do at SeaWorld if there's no animals? Is it you gonna
Wait,
turn it into a water
no
park?
animals?
I thought they got rid of the animals. I could be wrong, but I thought I read something where the animals, they got rid of them because all them groups that was like, hey,
Yeah.
y'all can't be having the animals in here in
Yeah.
these cages.
Yeah.
So I
Oh man,
feel
you know what
like,
they're doing now? They're going, this is where we had Shamu. This is where they lived and cohabitated. That's what
because
they
that was the only weird thing. I was like, so you walking over this bridge and there's no dolphins flipping over you? I was like, that would have just made this more epic. Pyro and dolphins,
so you gonna kill the damn dolphin for some pyro, huh?
I feel like dolphins should know that this is heat. So if you get too close, you about to be a little barbecue fin. So
Oh
don't get too
god.
close to the pyro,
They're
dolphins.
smart. They ain't that damn smart. Dolphins ain't never seen pyro, but for some reason you gotta explain to them pyro is not a good thing. Get away from pyro.
Can you imagine being like a beluga whale and you just chilling in the bottom of your tank and you hear, it's so why you twerk? Like, you'd be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I asked you last week what your favorite Whisper song was.
Would you
So,
stop?
what is your favorite Yin Yang Twin song?
I hate when you put me on the spot because I
Gotta
don't
do
know
it.
the names of these songs.
Sing it. That's the best part.
I
You gotta
also
sing it.
don't like. I will say this: I don't like Whisper. I can tell you what song I
Okay.
don't like. Whisper.
I
I
feel like a lot of
don't
people don't like that one.
I hate
Where
it.
you say my dick?
I'm like, damn. When I feel like everybody felt the same way when you actually heard the uncensored
Yeah.
version of Whisper. I was like, hey, I don't think this song is for me.
Could have kept that. We could have kept this on the Whisper, bro.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the worst one. I agree with you on that one. I'm not a fan of that one. So if you had to remember a lyric from your favorite Yin Yang Twin song, what would that have been?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so I will say that Yin Yang is probably hard. Okay, that was a hard one because I mean you have to really be in the trenches
Yeah.
of Southern rap and that. Okay, so what about I'm gonna throw you one here. To the windows, to the wall. Is that a chorus that you could
Oh,
say is a top
that's a
tier?
good solid.
Okay,
Yeah, I think to the windows to the wall. But I also feel like um Lil Jon really
he
solidified,
did.
that song. You kind of needed him. Um, You needed
Yeah,
him
you
to
did.
really make it a complete song overall. So yeah, but of course,
They
to the
had
windows, to the
great
wall.
ad libs. I feel like if
Yeah,
it wasn't for Yin Yang, there would be no Migos because they
I
had
agree. Yeah.
all of theirs. Are they on the floor?
Oh God.
um,
What was your go-to song for the Yin Yang?
my go-to was she got her hands up on her knees, about her
Oh
on
God.
thighs. She got her blah, blah, blah,
Look
blah,
at
blah, blah,
this.
blah.
Yeah, so,
Say
yeah. I did.
oh.
I did like that part. Yeah, that was a good song too.
If you go back and listen to that song, they actually go in there and he's like, listen to my nerfy rhymes. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you
Oh,
know that this is a silly ass song. I was like,
yeah,
and you still put it out. I was like, I like it. Whistle
yeah,
While You Twerk was also a good one too.
yeah.
Um, I also realized when going back through their catalog, could none of those songs be played on the radio? Like
Nope.
it was just like the parental advisory was on y'all shit
Yeah,
for a reason. So yeah, but kudos to them. I'm really glad to see that the older artists are getting like their reunion tours because for
as they should.
years we have constantly seen why do all the rock and roll stars get to be out here until they're like 80 years old? And we don't ever see one with hip hop. So now we're starting to see some hip hop niggas out here, um, you know, for the
Yeah, but
long
I
haul.
wouldn't. At me as a if I had a nice good 3 to 5 year run and I've collected all the coins that I could collect, I think a sign of me, not being financially sound and really not understanding or keeping or agreeing with my financial advisor is it's me going on tour after I said I was done. You
So
know?
Boogie said, "This is for some of y'all niggas that need this, and for some of y'all that just do it for the love."
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean that is true. I ain't gonna hold you because when I see some of these niggas doing them commercials for like, "Is your dishwasher broken?" It's like, damn, did the money run out? Because you doing
I,
home health shield commercials.
again, if the checks look ridiculous, I would be, ridiculous to turn it down. But if I'm just haphazardly running on, tours with other people just because I need it, hey man, what I have to question, what am I doing with myself?
I mean, there was a time on a song that the Ying Yang Twins named off like 35 strip clubs in Atlanta. And I was like, God damn, it really was like 35 strip
Yeah,
clubs at the time. So you know where their money went.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, anyway, let's get to this next topic here. Boogie. A judge approves a $7 million settlement against a California club that reportedly discriminated against these bitch ass niggas
Damn.
during their ladies' night special. So San Diego says they were men who were visiting a San Diego club during ladies' night. We could not come in. They were upset because they had to pay a cover. It says here, San Diego Club, the Omnia nightclub, were sued in 2020 after a group of men claimed that in 2015 the club violated their civil rights by making them pay full price to enter the club. But women were able to get in for free due to it being ladies' night. The men claimed security frisked them before entry, but allowed the women to walk through scot-free. A judge ruled the club did, in fact, violate California's civil rights laws within the law, stating businesses, including bars and nightclubs, are prohibited from discriminating against customers based on sex, race, religion, gender, identity, and age. The final settlement came out to $7 million. The two named plaintiffs, Alex Maestrenko and Steve Fry, were each awarded with $25K, with the rest of the money going towards the legal fees
Wow.
for the men who qualified for the settlement. It says, there are other men who qualify for settlement as well. They could receive an amount between $245 up to $4,000 each. So if you're in California and you may get one of those emails, did you go to Club Omni between these days? If so, you might be entitled to some money.
Yeah.
Boogie, You being a frequenter of ladies' nights, how do you feel about this?
I feel like I guess we can't gatekeep anymore, especially in California. I guess that's not a thing anymore. Most of the time, why they actually have ladies' night, for you men that don't know, is there may be uh, influx, if you will, of men at certain establishments, and men are looking at each other like, where are the ladies?
It's a sausage party.
So what these establishments do is they market and one night, one night that women can be afforded free admission if you just bring your body and maybe some friends along with you to that establishment. And it's kind of funny that they mentioned being frisked, but the ladies did not. You know, most of the time, I'm gonna just say most of the time, you don't need to frisk the ladies because you can kind of see what the ladies
Got on.
got on.
They ain't got no gun.
Most of the time, especially when I used to be clubbing, I used to leave my coat in the car.
Y'all was definitely shivering.
I used to leave my coat in the car, and they saw exactly what I had on.
Boots be clanking because y'all cold.
They didn't have to frisk me because they saw all my ribs, okay? But also I will say they do be going a little hard on the frisking on certain
Yeah, they do.
establishments.
Like you at the airport, you're like, God damn.
There were a couple moments where I was like, hey, oh, they went in areas. I was like, why would I have a piece in here? But then I had to think about it. I just think about it. They had to have an incident where that happened. Why
you
they
ain't
are
know?
doing it.
There was a girl that had a gun in the panty line last week.
They keeping knives in them drawers.
You're right.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm always right, nigga. No, I'm just
I just got to say this.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Because I look at the names. These are white dudes. Because every nigga that has been clubbing since the age of clubbing age, you know there are ladies' nights, and you have no problem paying that admission. You know what it is? No nigga ever sees a line of badass chicks get to walk in and be like, I'm not paying this $20.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay it and you're gonna go in. $20, that's actually pretty cheap.
That's
Because there's some
very
clubs
cheap.
in Chicago where they have been like, ladies get in free, it's $120 for you. And I was like,
Man.
see ya.
I've seen, yeah, I've definitely witnessed a couple like, yeah, it's 20 for y'all, the ladies, but then it's 70 for y'all. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
I was like, y'all are taxing. And honestly, though, for some of those places, because I have actually gotten in, I have escaped the 120 where it's been some fine athletes, but like, no, he's with us. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And those parties are the best parties.
Yep.
Ain't nobody shooting up. If you pay 120 to get, you not shooting up a goddamn.
I'm staying to the end for this. Okay.
Everybody is cordial. It's it's like a drink. Hey. Ain't nobody touching on the small of your back trying to walk through. You ain't no, everybody knows how to act here. Everybody knows how to act. I just can't for the life. Why are you mad at this, bro?
Yeah.
It's late. This is the night for you to, you know what it is, Boogie? You know what it is? They were probably gay. They were probably gay. That's probably what this was. They were probably like, it's ladies' night, and we don't like ladies, so I'm gonna sue. Like I don't. Maybe that's what it was.
Well, he should have went. He should have went on gay night.
I mean, that's an option too. I just, for the life of me, can't believe dudes are upset that clubs are like,
I don't
we
think
don't want it to be a sausage party.
No, that makes no sense. I don't think he was gay because the gays generally roll with the ladies. You know, they support the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true.
So I do think this is a regular degular dude.
Dude.
Not to say that gay men aren't regular degular. I'm just saying.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't think they're.
It's just one of those things. I'm like, what else could it have been? I just, again, for the life, I've never seen dudes who are like, oh my gosh,
Complaining.
they frisked us, but not the ladies. You don't want them to frisk the ladies. It's like I had a party when I was in college, and there was a dude at the door. He was charging everyone. I was like, no, 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 no. Because some of the ladies that called me, I was like, Nate, we outside the crib, and he's charging us. I was like, no, no, we don't charge women.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to be in here. Give them drinks, give them food. But you
Yeah.
niggas, $10. You want to come
Niggas,
to this house
yeah.
party? $10.
Don't forget, niggas will flock. Niggas will come.
Like, it's women from wall to wall. It's ladies' night. Get in here. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I will say now, I feel like it's been the other way around at certain events where it's just women's
All dudes.
galore, a lot of
Oh,
women in events. But I think it's partly because of the name of the event and how the event is
yeah,
marketed.
that.
People just they aren't creative anymore, you know?
That, but also, Boogie, these niggas is broke.
Oh, all right.
I think we're underestimating that a lot of women are out
Mhm.
here big money getting niggas now.
Yeah,
Like
you're
some of these
right.
niggas, you ain't got the money to be at
Yeah,
all these events, you know. So I think that's what it is. But also,
yeah.
stop getting mad over this shit. Y'all some bitch ass niggas. Like, cut it out. Well, crackers, because y'all was white. Cut it out. God damn. You know what this was? They went to a black club. Because you know what? I
Ooh.
don't hear white clubs ever doing ladies now. I feel like it's only black clubs. So these white dudes, Club Omnia, that's not a white club name. All the signs are starting to click, Boogie. My
Ugh,
conspiracy theory signs are clicking here now.
okay. Yeah.
Club Omnia, ladies' night, Wiskowski is the last name. They went to a black club.
Hey man, chill out.
Boogie! It's time for y'all niggas tripping.
Y'all niggas tripping.
Who is tripping for you this week, Boogie?
My you niggas is tripping. I mean, this is just a no brainer. It has got to go to Malik Beasley. Um, was he currently on the Detroit? That's the last picture
No,
I found from him. But
he wasn't.
NBA free agent Malik Beasley is under investigation by the U.S. District Attorney Office regarding gambling allegations tied to league games. Um, and you know, I've been seeing people post clips of Malik doing some very questionable things while on court.
Yeah.
That has me to believe that this man is betting on his own games. And you know, I'm giving this man, you know, a tripping because he's tripping because at one point you won, my guy.
Literally.
You won. You're at the league. You're in the league. You probably got women galore. You probably have houses galore. You probably got 3, 4, 5 children that you don't know about.
Children galore.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired of hearing about NBA players trying to cheat the system. The system will always win.
The man.
I don't understand how much more money do you need, my mans? Are you betting with a shark? Like what's the problem? Now, guess what? You're
Yeah.
going to be banned for the rest of your life. The entirety of your life. You are banned from the NBA and probably anything associated with the NBA, which means now you got to do things like go overseas. Now you got to do things like play Big 3. Not to say that Big 3 is terrible, but I'm just
If you
saying the
don't want
money's
Malik, you don't
right.
want whatever that big nigga with the missing tooth to come after you,
I'm just saying
light skinned nigga.
money's going to look a little different now. These these
Yeah.
these contracts are going to be a little different now, and you probably got to pay. You're going to get fined, and you're probably going to do a little jail if they really want to come down. Point is, you done messed up your last few years of your career, and probably your reputation because you wanted to bet on a few games and get a little extra 20, 30, maybe $80,000. That's wild. That's wild.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah.
For context, because I did a little digging into this boogie.
Please.
Allegedly, he's $8 million in the debt.
Whoa.
That would speak to why you would allegedly make prop bets against yourself. This is when he was playing for Milwaukee. I don't know if you remember them games. It was like one where he went to grab a rebound, and they were like, "Why the fuck would you grab that rebound?" Yeah. This is why.
Yeah.
I was reading that he owes his agent it's like 250 rags. He owes a barber like 26,000. He owes a lot of people. He owes an apartment complex. It's a lot of stuff that he owes. So if I'm in the debt to the tune of the $8 million, I wouldn't bet on myself. I might bet on some other niggas. I might bet on college. If I'm bet, I might bet on that. Or I would just go out here and become a sharpshooter, and I would have the eligibility to get a $42 million contract from the Detroit Pistons. I would just, take that. But now that deal is null and void because we signed Duncan Robinson and we brought in a Karis LeVert. So at this point, the Pistons have been like, yeah, you're a free agent. Now you are free from us as well. And it was crazy because I really looked into this boogie. I was like, yo, he was missing a lot of shots during the playoffs this year. I was like, what the fuck is going on with him? And I was like, check his betting records this season too. I know this was before he got to the Pistons, but check the nigga's record this season too, because he was missing a lot of fucking shots.
And I get it. Now that, betting is legal, and I know people were doing it, prior to when they actually started it, starting to allow people to do that. But why are you betting on your own game? That's what's really throwing me off, though.
It's like when Katie forgot to sign on his burner account. It's
right?
Like, did you know that you?
You must have forgot. I got it.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
This is why they didn't want y'all niggas betting in the first goddamn place.
Right.
And now we see that y'all niggas are willing to risk $42 fucking million for a couple of fucking bets is insane to me. We just had old dude that got kicked out the league. Was it last year or earlier this year? Whatever. My man from Toronto.
Yeah, I was about to say Porter's Porter's brother.
It's just like, what's wrong with y'all niggas, man? Like, bet on the NFL, baseball, college. It's so many things you could do.
Everybody pick one. Pick a sport. They are out here betting on themselves.
We was betting on the goddamn criminals in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Which I think there's too much betting going on now. I think it's gotten way out of hand to where 18-year-olds, you don't even have a whole lot. You losing everything.
Yeah.
Between OnlyFans, these betting sites,
yeah,
social media. I'm like, we're cooked.
At this point, I need y'all to really take advantage of these numbers and hotlines that they are clearly sharing with y'all each and every time they have a commercial or when you put in a bet about if you have an addiction. Gambling is an addiction.
They need to change that to be like, all of you have addictions. Call this number now.
After so many, I agree with you. After so many bets, like, hey man, so you've reached the limit. We need you to go ahead and contact this.
Is it after so many bets or so many losses? Like, clearly you don't know how to pick. So you need to call this hotline right now. You lost your house. What are we still doing here?
There's
Pick up the
nothing
phone
else.
and call us now.
There's nothing else you can bet, my man. We have it all.
They need to have the guy that was yelling at us about going to school. What are you doing? You're not doing anything else. Pick up this line right now and call the Betters Anonymous. They need to have that guy call. It's just
Oh
come
God. Who you got for your name?
on. My young niggas tip is, of course, surprise, surprise, it's food related. God damn. McDonald's. Bring y'all funky asses to the front of the line. Because what the hell are y'all doing here? They've just announced that they have a new line of spicy McMuffins. And it's like, why? They're coming out middle of July, for those of you who are interested. And it's just like, what time does McDonald's start serving breakfast? I think it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So who in their right goddamn mind? It's like at 6 o'clock in the morning, I want a fucking spicy sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. Who thought this was a good idea?
I would. I like a little spicy sausage.
Boogie's like, I want acid reflux at 6:15 in the morning.
I don't have acid reflux, but I do a little spicy McMuffin. My whole thing is, how spicy is it, my guy?
I mean, that sauce is rather orange, so it's probably gonna light your ass on fire. You know, it's just one. It looked like they just took buffalo sauce and was like, we're not even gonna try to make a breakfast sauce that's got a little hint of picante peppers or nothing. We're just gonna hit you with this buffalo sauce on this McMuffin. And like, why? Why? Everything that people have asked McDonald's for, like lowering the prices, bringing back the dollar menu, you won't do it. But you decide to give us spicy McMuffins. So people gonna have acid reflux and the BGs from that hot ass coffee, because we know y'all coffee is still 1,000 degrees too goddamn hot. That is my y'all niggas tripping.
I also you guys, you have to know one thing: any institution, company, organization, network will not do is lower their prices. That's
you know what's crazy?
What?
McDonald's came out and said, we're raising our prices and there's nothing y'all gonna do about it. They literally said that 2 quarters ago. It's like, we raised them prices and we're gonna keep raising them. And them lines still stay wrapped around the corner. Because I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
McDonald's fries are the only fries that you can take from the drive-thru and make it home, and they'll still be hot. Every other restaurant, soon as they hand you the bag, the fries are cold.
Again, the chemicals that McDonald's have devised and constructed in this quote unquote food that we eat is doing something right. I don't know what it is, the psychology of it, but it's not only killing us, but it's making us happy at the same time. So
I ain't gonna hold you. It is. Them fries be hot, Boogie. Them fries be hot. Let's get to the final topic.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
It's hard out here in these streets, Boogie. Everybody is suffering, even Scooby-Doo. Police in Tuscaloosa, Alabama are searching for a man who robbed a quick stop convenience store on Highway 82 at 3:45 in the morning on June 22nd of 2025, while dressed as Scooby-Doo and wearing a balaclava. I have no idea what that is. Pronounced all of that wrong. Said surveillance footage captured the suspect, described as a white male around 5'9", stealing cash and coins. Tuscaloosa Police Department is seeking public help to identify him, humorously referencing the Scooby-Doo cartoon. They also investigated a mystery machine vehicle, but found no solid leads. The crime has gone viral, with local radio stations 95.3 Bear offering a Panama City Beach vacation to someone in a Scooby-Doo costume. Who won by an 8-year-old. Oh man, we take nothing seriously. Here in America, nothing is serious here, to the point where they actually awarded an 8-year-old kid a Panama City Beach vacation for having the best Scooby-Doo criminal costume. How you feel about Scooby-Doo robbing the quickie stop, Boogie?
It seems like Scooby-Doo probably is going to an event, or he came back from an event and he wasn't happy with how he was paid or compensated. So he had to go and put things in his own hands. You know what I'm saying? Take things in his own hands and do a little woo wop da bam.
Damn kids parties got me out here robbing quickie stands. I can see that. I can see that. Costumes are expensive, Boogie.
They
so
are.
Buddy was like, I ain't got no money for no shiesty. I don't have no money for no black forces, but I do have this Scooby-Doo costume from last Halloween.
Right.
So I'm about to go hit this lick.
Yep.
And then, that's just what it's going to be. Kudos to him, though, for having enough common sense to, kind of hide his face.
Yeah.
From the camera. Because this looks like one of them costumes where your face is still out. So kudos to him for, having enough common sense there. I don't think you're going to catch him. I just don't think you're going to. He's white in Tuscaloosa. That's
I was gonna say that's what are we doing here? This is
I feel like there's so many he's gone, he's in the wind. It's just like, just chalk this up. If I am the store owner, because some stores they put, have you seen, you gotta put that person's picture boom, on the wall of fame, wall of shame, whatever you want to call it. If you've seen Scooby-Doo, call, but also I'm not going to be turning Scooby-Doo in. It's not my job to help you find him. Now, if they were like, yo, Crime Stoppers, $50,000, I know where Scooby's at. The price is right,
I'm calling all the Scoobies in. Get this man, and get him.
Scooby, Scrappy, the whole Dew family. I'm calling all everybody.
The Dews, yeah.
Mountain Dew, Dew Mist, whatever. Everybody's getting called. Oh man. But I mean, hey, kudos to him. Maybe we'll give you an update. Who knows? He might be in the wind as long as Derek, the New Orleans criminal guy.
Yeah.
So we'll revisit this in December. Let's get to the show's over. The show has ended, but before we get to the end of the show, let's get to that. Nothing but facts, not flax, facts.
If you hungry, you need them flats. That's what it is.
It's 4th of July weekend. Somebody's got some ribs on the grill. I know what you're saying. Damn, Nate, you must be high. Sometimes, damn, Nate, that was a gut punch. Well, here we go, Boogie. Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Oh,
read it again. I'm gonna read it again for those of you who didn't get it.
This guy
power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. Do what you will with that. With nothing but blunt.
Yeah.
This concludes episode 178. Boogie, what you got for the people?
Man, this episode went hella fast. Don't forget to smash that bell so you can get notified as soon as our content drops. And as well as just, let your friend tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend that this is your favorite podcast and they should be listening to it as well.
Boogie said it all, but also just want y'all to know there's not many podcasts who are recording during the 4th of July weekend. So this tells you we are that much better than them because we have decided to, get up and provide you with these laughs during the holidays. So you guys go out here and celebrate that white man's eat burgers, eat hot dogs, do all that stuff, enjoy the fireworks, stay away from the YNs and all that stuff. That and now I'm Adrian Brandenburg. like pockets, but sometimes like that.
Bye, y'all.